And hello there folks, my name is Troy Cheek, but you can call me Uncle Troy. And I'm here today to give you a quick tutorial on how to do a cheap, easy, fast green screen effect. I'm not actually sitting outside right now. That is a fancy green screen effect, as you can see when I do this. That's right, it's just a fancy screen back there. Now, why should you listen to me when there are so many other tutorials out on the internet? Well, three reasons. One, I'm old. Notice the wrinkles, see the gray hair. You don't get that, without having lived a lot of life and learned a lot of stuff. So you should listen to me because I'm old and I know things. Number two, I actually had some experience in the profession not too long ago. Well, actually, it's been quite a while ago now that I think of it, many, many years. But I've been on television, I've been on stage. I even almost had a part in a made-for-TV movie. I was cast, but the made-for-TV movie never actually got made. So the next time you meet a fancy person on the internet and they talk about how great they are, ask them if they have a Actors Guild card. Anyway, and number three is I was up real late last night figuring all this stuff out, and I got up early this morning and I started drinking a lot of caffeine, so I'm kind of wired. And if I don't get all this out pretty soon, my head's going to explode, just poof. So that's why you have to listen to me. So stand by for a tutorial on green screen and how to do it fast, cheap, and easy. Oh, that's it. You're fired. Okay, three main things you need to know about doing green screen. Number one, you need a good backdrop like this back here. Actually, this backdrop back here sucks, as I'm about to show you. As you can see, it is, look at it. I mean, this isn't a good backdrop. There are, you can see the wrinkles, you can see the dirt, you can see where I don't have it stretched tightly. But it works because of some other tricks I'm going to show you. You do not have to spend a lot on a backdrop. That backdrop back there cost me like $6, $6.87 or something. And what I did was I went to a big name retailer that had a arts and crafts section. I went to the fabrics. I found their discontinued closeout $1 a yard fabric, and I bought 6 yards of it, which the fabric was about yay wide, and 6 yards long is about 20 feet. So that pretty much covered a whole wall, and then I had a section left over. The section left over was just big enough to fit behind me here for my talking head videos, which is about all I need anyway, so don't go out and spend lots and lots of money. Another thing you can use is poster board. You can also paint the wall behind you, but I don't suggest that because it makes it harder to change. You don't have to go with green here. You can go with blue, and some people go with orange. In fact, you can go with about any color you want, as long as it's a color that's unique and is not going to be a color you're wearing. If your talent, that's the name for the person standing in front of the camera here. If your talent wears a lot of green, then you don't want a green screen behind him. If your talent wears a lot of blue, you don't want blue screen. But you just want to get you the cheapest screen you can. They make professional screens, but this works just fine. All right, the second tip is lighting. You need good lighting. Ideally, you want at least a couple of light sources on your background back here, and then you want at least a couple of sources on your talent, and you want those to be separate. You want it so that the light shining on the background back there does not shine on the talent, and vice versa. That way you don't get a lot of green bleed through, or whatever color you're using. Me, I've got this set up wrong. I've got a couple of room lights set up on either side of me here, and I've got one bright light shining right at me. As you can see, I'm kind of a little bit washed out, a little bit pale, but that's also how I look normally anyway, so don't pay attention to that. So if you can't afford them big fancy diffusers, big white pieces of gauze to put over your lights, just take like a plain white sheet of poster board and stick it on the wall behind the camera and shine your bright lights toward that poster board, or in my case the white wall, which then kind of spreads out the light, makes it a little easier to work out. But good lighting will hopefully make up for any failures you have in the quality of your backdrop, and vice versa. Okay, the final step is have good software. And by good software, I do not mean go out and spend a lot of money. You do not need to spend a lot of money to have good software. What you need is one software that you know how to use. The best product in the world is useless if you can't use it. And I've tried to explain that to people over and over again. They go out and spend hundreds of dollars on something, then they call me up and say, "Hey, Uncle Troy, can you explain to me how to actually use this?" And I say, "Well, have you tried reading the manual?" "Oh, the manual is that thick. I don't want to read the manual." "Would you try going through all the tutorials?" "Oh, well, the tutorials are like pages and pages and pages. We don't want to read through that." And I said, "Well, why didn't you just get the simple $4.99 software?" "Oh, well, that doesn't have all these features. It doesn't come in this fancy box. I don't want it." So you want good software, one that you can use, two that has some options. You don't want software that says just click here for green screen, because that won't work. If you don't have a perfect backdrop behind you, if you don't have perfect lighting, then that won't work. You want something with a lot of controls, a lot of little sliders. You can slide back and forth to make adjustments. In my case, the first time I tried this green screen with this lighting, terrible results. Basically, I was half a ghost. The backdrop was mostly visible. Very, very bad. But then I started adjusting the sliders, setting the level of green, the high and low tolerance, the amount of blur and everything, and then suddenly it's like poof, popped out. Hey, we're working. Everything's fine. So those are your three steps. You want a good backdrop, a good lighting system, good software, lots and lots of practice, lots and lots of playing with it, and eventually you'll have good results just like me. So give these tips a try. Check it out for yourself. And if you have a really good green screen effect that you've been working on, why don't you post it as a video response to this video? So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. This is Uncle Troy signing off. Please have a good night.